Welcome to the second video in the four-part series on how to build your brand as an emerging leader. So you might be wondering, why do I need to have a personal brand? Well, the thing is, you already have a brand, but oftentimes they take place by default, not by design. People that you work with every day perceive you a certain way. You've built a certain reputation with them, and they've branded you. You owe it to yourself to understand how you're perceived by others, so you can decide to either own that brand and strengthen it, or rebrand yourself in a subtle way through the steps that I'm going to cover in this video. So misstep number 2 is allowing others to define your reputation, and your roadmap to move ahead is to identify your ideal best fit career niche so that you can brand it and communicate it effectively to others. Over time, you want to figure out what you want to be known for, what you want your name to be synonymous with, and go out and make a name for yourself. Years ago, I was speaking with a very senior level woman who is the general manager of a big business division of a Silicon Valley software firm. And she said early on in her career, a mentor gave her the advice to be famous for something and know what is your claim to fame. Now, early on in her career at that point in time, she was a brand new graduate with a big consulting firm. And she had always thought that her path to career advancement was to build a wide array of strengths and skills, and that would lead her forward in her career. Well, upon hearing her mentor's advice to be famous for something, she switched strategy and identified the strength that she was most associated with. She was known for building great customer relationships. So she built on that strength and really focused on it. And it took her all the way from being a brand new graduate in that consulting firm to a partner known for her ability to closing the really big customer deals. And that strength has taken her onto her current role as general manager with a big Silicon Valley software firm. Figuring out your claim to fame starts with understanding the 3 essential elements that make up a great personal brand. The first thing to think about is, what are you passionate about in your career? So as it relates to your life in the professional workforce, what are your passions? What are the things that when you're doing those activities, you get so in the flow and so in the zone that you lose track of time? The minutes turn into hours. Those are your passions. These are areas of subject matter expertise that you could stay immersed in for the rest of your career and never grow bored. So what are your passions? The next element to consider is, what are your skills and strengths and talents, the things that you are great at or potentially could become great at if you were to really focus on building those skills? What are the things that when you deliver that effort, people thank you for a job well done? Those are your skills and your strengths and talents. Now, I know most of us as women find it fairly easy to think about, what are my passions and what are my talents? But unless we include this third and final element, you might not be setting yourself up to build a thriving and sustainable and successful career. Instead, you might end up possibly with just an expensive hobby. The third area is, what is it that your company or industry needs and wants and values, and values so greatly that if you were to deliver that to them as a service, you would be sought after in your career. That's when you guarantee yourself that thriving, sustainable, and very successful career path. So identifying your ideal career niche, your sweet spot in your career, means understanding where is it that your passions intersect with your greatest skills and talents that also allow you to provide something that is needed and really valued by your organization. And if you can maneuver into a role or into a career path where you get to do that every day, you'll feel incredibly satisfied and you'll build a great brand for yourself. Now, of all the concepts we'll cover in this program, this is potentially the toughest one. So I really encourage you to take some time now to think about and write about what are your passions, talents, and values, and see if you can identify that intersection where the 3 key pieces overlap, and identify your ideal best fit career niche.